Good morning and welcome to Athavan News. You are listening to Athavan News English website's paper highlights. The highlights are read by Edward Udayadas Devasagayam Pillai. Let's look at the headlines of today's Daily Mirror. Amendments to budget proposals. GMOA issues a 2-week ultimatum. South Asian Institute of Technology and Medicine issue budget proposals pertaining to state sector employees. Proposed Indo-Lanka trade agreement. The Government Medical Officers Association GMOA yesterday issued a 2-week ultimatum to the government to resolve the concerns on the budget proposals pertaining to state sector employees, the South Asian Institute of Technology and Medicines SAITM, and the proposed Indo-Lanka trade agreement. Youth allegedly abducted in Hirunika's Defender Palace. A 26-year-old youth employed at a Dematakoda drapery store was abducted in a broad daylight by an unidentified gang that came in a Land Rover Defender, which was allegedly owned by parliamentarian Hirunika Premachandra, police spokesman Ruwan Gunasegara said yesterday. MS vows to resolve concerns of IDPs. President Maithripala Sirisena said he would not allow the government to be toppled by unconstitutional means or by conspiracies, as a government can only be changed by the people's mandate at an election. Missing Persons Commission, those involved identified. Based on the inquiries conducted up to last Saturday, the Commission of Missing Persons has identified those directly involved in enforced disappearances, abductions and killings in the north and east, the Commission's chairman Maxwell Paranagama said yesterday. Chambika to unveil 100 development projects in January 8. Megapoli and Western Province Development Minister Patali Chambika Ranavaka is scheduled to unveil 100 development projects in the Western Province on January 8 to coincide with President Maithripala Sirisena's first anniversary in office, Minister Ranavaka told the Daily Mirror. To stabilize the Sri Lankan rupee, Ravi must become US Treasury Secretary, Gaman Pilla. Pavitru Hela Urumaya PHU General Secretary and Opposition MP Udaya Gaman Pilla yesterday requested US President Barack Obama to appoint Finance Minister Ravi Karunanayake as the US Treasury Secretary so as to help stabilize the Sri Lankan rupee in a reverse procedure. CPC loses 9 billion rupees up to September. The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation CPC has lost more than 9 billion rupees as of September 2015. The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation CPC has lost more than 9 billion rupees as of September 2015. Its annual report presented in Parliament revealed. According to the report, the CPC's revenue in September 2015 had dropped to 287 billion rupees compared to 525.1 billion rupees in 2014. Now let's move to have a look on today's daily news. 4-year-old robs 55,000 rupees from shop. A child aged around 4 who came to a shop in Ingrigia town with a woman robbed 55,000 rupees from the drawer of the shop on Sunday afternoon, Ingrigia police said. The CCTV camera recorded the theft. The girl robbed the money from the drawer very skillfully. There were owners of the shop and also many customers in the shop at that time, but the 4-year-old robbed the money and fled the scene with the woman. Police suspect that the woman is the girl's mother. Investigations are on to arrest the suspects. Bribery Commission to come down hard on school admission graft. Education Ministry too under the microscope will go after hamper receivers in earnest from next year. Firm action will be taken against those who accept bribes to admit students to schools. A commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption, source said yesterday. The commission will also find fault not only with the school officials who accept bribes but also the monitoring agency. The Education Ministry Director General Dilrukshi Vikramasinghe said, if the officials did not work properly, there will not be any opportunity to take bribes. We have warned about such action all year and the ministry issues a number of circulars, she said. CID complains of being short-staffed. Criminal Investigation Department CID officials told the National Police Commission NPC that it is critically short of staff and it currently has only 650 officers to probe 7,000 ongoing cases. This effectively means that one CID officer has to handle 120 cases, the CID told the NPC. The lack of manpower, modern technology and a communication gap between the CID and other relevant stakeholders resulted in unnecessary delays in probes when fighting crime, the CID told the newly formed NPC. Mother kills newborn at Castle Street Hospital. A woman allegedly killed her 14-day-old daughter at the Borola Castle Street Hospital. A spokesman for the police media spokesman office said the woman killed the infant by squeezing her neck on Sunday night. Now we take a look on today's Ceylon Today. GMOA declares war. GMOA tews to strike in first week of 2016. Doctors take car permit issue to court. NPC chairman praises president. Chairman of the Northern Provincial Council (NPC) praised President Maithripala Sirisena and expressed his gratitude on behalf of the NPC for lashing out at the racist views from the south and expressing his desire towards expediting the resettlement process in the northern province. If companies don't increase workers' wages, Kriella warns of state takeover of plantations. Minister of Higher Education and UNP Kandy District MP Laxman Kriella warned regional plantation companies that the state would take over their plantations if they refuse to increase the wages of their workers as proposed. The minister, who addressed a district coordination committee meeting, said the companies were hiding their profits from the government to evade taxes and thus their excuses of not making enough profits in order to increase wages was not justified. With that, we come to an end of today's paper highlights. We will come with more news tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening to AthavanNews.com.